Are these Apec lights possibly the best string lights in the market right now? Let's find out. Okay, full disclosure, Apec did send me these lights over to check out, but we'll be unboxing them, checking them out, and giving you guys a completely honest opinion as to whether or not these should be bought by you or not. So without further ado, let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, so opening up this box, we have our string lights, which are about 15 bulbs, separated by about 2.5 feet between the bulbs. Also inside, you have your power brick, which isn't really a brick. It's something extremely small, so I appreciate that. You have a remote, which we won't even be touching today because we are going to connect these things to Smart Life app and use them via automations. And then you have clips and your instruction manual. Rolling over to getting these set up, the moment you plug them in, they switch into an auto detect mode, which is what we see here blinking. Inside the app, when you click add device, these should automatically pop up, but if they don't, you can wait a few seconds for them to be found. Once they're found, you'll throw these on a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal, and then they get set up automatically. Once they're completed, they switch over to a different color, letting you know that the setup is done. Once that setup is done, you then have the ability to play with them inside the app. Now, for the sake of time, I sat here and played with it just a little bit, changing the colors up, looking at some of the scenes just to try to get myself familiar with this app. I actually, believe it or not, didn't have any devices using the Smart Life app. So it was really an opportunity for me to kind of mess around inside the app and see if it actually stacks up against some of those bigger competitors like Govee. So moving right along to setup. So honestly, setup isn't bad. It's actually pretty easy. Now you do need your own hooks, or you need your own line if you're gonna do like that X that you typically see with string lights. But if you have that and you're ready to get these set up, the last thing you really need to do is just figure out what design you're gonna go with. Once you figure out your design and you connect these, everything else is pretty much smooth. My only real concern with these is that the clip that sits in the bulb is kind of snapped into place. And in a major windstorm, will that snapped into place clip come out, or will it get loose over time with a lot of movement and wiggle? I won't necessarily see that where I decided to put mine, but that is something to think about if you're gonna put these on like a pergola. And then after a little bit of trial and error on my end, deciding where I actually wanted these to sit, I finally found a location that I thought they sit great at in my space and got them up, got them installed, and they work perfectly and look great. So let's take a look at how they look at my house, and then let's come back and talk about whether or not these are the best or not. So are these the best string lights in the market? Well, my opinion on that is that they really aren't very different. So no, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. I honestly can't put one brand over the other. These aren't better than Govee. Govee isn't better than these. And even when I thought these might be separated in something like the app, when I dug into Smart Life app, I really couldn't find anything wrong. If anything, I actually enjoyed the customization options from the Smart Life app more than other apps that I use. And mainly that's because other apps tend to hide options and drop downs. And Smart Life really just lays it all out there on the same page. And for me, that makes more sense and is a lot easier to work with instead of digging around in the app looking for all of the options that I can use. The only knock that I have against the app, and it's me being very picky, it's that the scenes options don't have the ability to change the brightness or the speed. And while that may not be a big deal to a lot of people, it's just something that I look at when I'm digging through an app, looking at what features I have available. So my final thoughts about this product is this. They sit at the exact same price right now as something like Govee. So really, it's more about preference. I don't think either or is better than the other. I think they actually compete with each other very well. And it's good to have competition in the market, especially for us as buyers. It means that the products that we're looking at, we can go to another competitor and get the same level of quality as long as we're willing to search around a little bit. I've had these up for a little bit now, and I've had zero issues with them. They work beautifully with all of the automations that I've added to them. So I can honestly say, if you're looking to try out some string lights, they're not a bad option. I will link their website below in the description box. Feel free to check out their website. They sell more than just string lights. They have a ton of RGB products. And honestly, if they can compete with big brands, it's worth it to check out the competitors and see maybe if they're running a special when others aren't. So yes, I recommend them 10 out of 10 to check them out and see if you like anything that they have, or maybe if you can get a better deal. Hey, I actually forgot to mention that below in the description box, I'm leaving you guys 10% off for these lights. So if you're interested in picking up these specific lights, below in the description box, you'll find yourself a 10% off coupon code. Go ahead and use that, pick these up, try them for yourself. So that's gonna do it for me. Don't forget to subscribe and join the community. You guys take care, happy holidays, and until my next video, deuces.